Hey guys, so today I'm just going to be focusing on this painting that I already started. I think I started it maybe around 3 weeks ago. There's a completely different painting underneath this at first, and then this has transformed a couple times, and now we're here, which it's still going to be transforming. But yeah, I'm just gonna start. I think if you want to be an artist, it's really important to cut out all the noise. And what I mean by noise is all of the comments of people around you. And this doesn't count if they're positive comments, okay? Like, I think positive reinforcement is perfectly fine. And I'm not talking about participation awards. I'm talking about actual, you know that you've produced something good and then someone validates that. I think that sort of positive reinforcement is good. But when it comes to pursuing your dreams, you absolutely cannot listen to anyone who has something negative to say. Like, you have to have a guard up that's so, you've got to be strict with who you let into your dreams sometimes, because the smallest things that they don't even think about could be the thing that like kills your desire and your want to pursue what you've chosen, you know? And it's hard because sometimes people aren't even thinking about the comments that they've made. They don't know that it's affecting anyone. So for example, I was talking to my boyfriend's cousin, and this isn't like shade or anything, but I was talking to her and she was telling me how I was so brave for pursuing art because there's millions of people. Everyone wants to be an artist. There's so many people trying to do this thing. So I'm really happy that you're doing it, and like, it's so brave. How do you not feel scared knowing that you have all this competition? And so while those are seemingly kind words, at the same time that you're like complimenting me and commending me for my choice, you're also instilling seeds of doubt. And people don't often realize that they're doing that in the moment. And that's why it's important for you yourself as the artist to just have your own convictions that are stronger than what other people's words are. Let me move you there. And yeah, when you're trying to pursue something that others view as like being insane, they'll oftentimes say things like that, like thinking they're being helpful, but it's like you're instilling doubt into my mind. Not that you haven't already considered all of those possibilities, but you don't, it's not anything that you need to hear if you're putting the work in. There are some people who claim to be things that they aren't, and they're also not putting work in towards those things. So they will try to critique or like instill doubt into you because they're not doing the thing they want to do. And that's also something that you have to be on the lookout for. Make sure that before someone gives you a critique that they are who they say they are. So if someone says that they're an artist, you know, make sure, like, just don't listen to them until you've seen their actual output. And these are all the things that you have to do to like protect, I won't say protect your pureness, but sort of in a way. When you're pursuing something that you love, you have to protect your sanity while you're doing it, because like I said before, people around you, even when they're complimenting you, they can be instilling seeds of doubt. And sometimes for people, all it takes is like one doubter, and then they'll stop pursuing this thing that they love so much. And I've had to tune out a lot of people in order to do what I want. And it's kind of crazy. And if you ever feel like you have art block, I'm gonna need you to paint, draw, depict something that you actually like. And if you're confused by that, think back to when you were a kid. What did you like to draw? Was there anything? Did you like to draw characters? Was it something from TV that you liked? Cars? Like, what were your interests when you were a kid? Or the last time you felt like inspired, or you felt like you were doing something that you truly enjoyed? What was it? Try to depict that in something that you're doing. An art block comes from not feeling like you have any ideas, but sometimes it just takes you observing the world around you for those ideas to really like marinate in your head. Is it anime? Like, do you like anime? You should draw like anything that brings you joy, anything that you remember from your past that you liked, anything that you currently like. If you like sitting outside and watching birds, draw some birds. You know, like these are the things that you should be doing if you feel like you have art block. Go back to those things that you like and just play around with those things. I feel like we all have this pressure to always want to create masterpieces every time we pick up a paintbrush, or every time we pick up whatever your creative outlet is. If it's writing, if it's music, that pressure to create something great is always there, but sometimes you just need to have a little fun. And even that gets hard, because sometimes you can't have fun unless you're creating something that you think is a masterpiece. And that's some work that I can't help you with, that requires some sort of therapy. Not in an offensive way, but that mindset there kind of goes along with not being able to be alone, not being able to have peace in your own alone time. That's not anything that another person can fix for you. That's internal work that needs to be done. I use my canvas as my diary a lot of the times, so anything that's stuck in my mind, I'll just kind of write it out. And I've been thinking of ways to write it out in a more appealing way to my eye when I'm painting, so conquerors, conquerors, conquerors. Conquerors tell the tale. That's stuck in my head, you know? Okay, let's go back here. So I've really just been experimenting more with this like expressionist style. I also think when it comes to art that you should experiment, and that's how you find what you like. I think that's the reason why people go to art school, just so that they can find the things that they like. And if you're doing it in a school setting, it's like a controlled environment and you're able to just kind of sit and focus on that. Versus me, where I didn't go to school for art, so all of my experimentation comes from actually just doing it. And This is the third piece. Well, it's actually the first. This is the first piece that I started working on in like more of an expressionist style. All the other pieces are underneath, which I don't feel like, I'm not gonna grab those. And for me, like, I still like having a subject matter. So even if I'm doing like abstract or expression or whatever, I don't know if I really like too much a canvas that's just filled with blocks of color. I'm not sure if that's what I like yet. I do still like having like one subject to focus on and then the rest as just extra. So I've got to figure out what I actually like when it comes to this style. I wonder if I can go over black with this.